Hi guys, Tony Colt here again. Was watching the video that I just filmed the other day and realized I made couple mistakes on it. For starters, I had the camera kind of too far off into an angle for you to catch the whole scene, and so I've made a little bit of adjustments with this one. This one here is kind of a big deal for me. I've been waiting for a long time to do this one, but I didn't want to do it until I could do it on camera, because I wanted everybody to see that I'm not just painting. And this painting, well, this Pareidolia will be proof that these images are in fact Pareidolia and not just paintings. As you see, I'm going to just have several shades of green. The darkest shades I'm going to put only on the darkest wood grain, and each lighter shade, you know, where it's supposed to go to. So anyway, it's kind of funny. I was watching my video on my mom's computer, and she had subtitles on, and when I said my name was Tony Colt, it spelled it as C-O or C-A-U-L-P or something like that. It was really bizarre, even though I have my name clearly spelled Colt, C-O-A-L-T, on my site where you can find these videos at. It like spelled it like C-O-U-L-P or something stupid like that. But no, my correct spelling in my name is C-O-A-L-T, not C-O-U-L-P. And so hopefully, I doubt if that'll ever get fixed, but I just thought it was kind of funny that they changed my name up like that. Usually I'll get these telemarketer calls, because the A in it is silent, and it's usually, when it's a telemarketer, it's usually a computer, and so it's usually they accent real bad, like they pronounce it co-out. If this is Anthony co-out, blah blah blah, and it goes on from there, and it's really annoying. My wife gets it a lot worse than I do, because her name is Donica, so people will mispronounce her name as Donica. It's Donica, so they'll pronounce her name Donica Co-out. Goes to me like nails at best. So as you see, I'm only going along with the wood grain, and you can tell there's a lot of trees in this one, which I've been dying to do for years, and unfortunately going to kind of have to do this one in a hurry. In all technicality, I kind of wish that I would have done that first one in increments, which I might end up doing this one in increments, just because I just don't have a lot of time today. I've got to get to work. I should have done this years ago, actually, because I've been wanting to get this art form out into the real world. I could see this one a lot better. I actually did one the day, I think it was yesterday, and I axed it so bad that I actually scrapped it. But oh well, I didn't really want to do it anyway. It was too complex, and it really wasn't up my alley. But I could show it to you some other time, maybe, or maybe I can revisit it and try to fix it. When you're doing trees, make sure you always leave room for light coming through. Yes, I will do different shades on it, because I mean, like if you look up at trees, they're not always exactly the same color. They change because of the leaves changing, you know, and stuff like that. So just make sure that you leave enough room to show that light is hitting. I'm going to try to probably go a little bit lighter where I need to go, where light is coming through here. Kind of complicated on wood grain. There we go. I could mix some of the darker green in with this Naples yellow that I'm using right now to indicate where light's hitting through the tree. I've been seeing this image for, well, about 3 years now, and I've always wanted to do this. Why I didn't do it before, I knew I wanted to do it to where other people could see it. Maybe why I didn't just do this years ago is beyond me, but once I turned 50, I decided officially that, you know, everything that I want to do, I'm just gonna let it literally do it right then and there. Life is just way too short, and it goes way too fast. I went to my 30-year class reunion a while back ago, and a guy named Tom that I went to school with, I can remember him saying, he remembered when we graduated, our teachers saying, the next 2 years is going to go really fast. And then he added on that they didn't say nothing about the next 20 years. It just goes way too fast. My little girl, I can remember holding Bella in my arms when she was born. She was smaller than my forearm. And now she comes up to my chest. Told that to my brother. My brother asked me how big she is now. I said she comes up to my chest, and he said pretty soon you'll be coming up to her chest. This proving that this is an actual art form of seeing images in wood grain, and then making it come to life so that you can see it too. You have no idea. I mean, this is a major dream come true for me. It really is. And if you're watching this, thank you for being a part of that. Literally, thank you so much for being a part of it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that this art form really takes off. I joined a Pareidolia website on Facebook, and I realized that my form of Pareidolia is a lot different than what other people perceive Pareidolia to be. And so that's why I'm calling it, I did decide to call this alternative Pareidolia. But as you see, at least hopefully you can see, I need better camera equipment anyway. That I'm only following along with the wood grain. I'm not just simply painting this on a wall. And that's what I wanted to show everybody. And I hope you could see that wood grain as well as I can. But what I'm seeing here is an actual, what appears to be like maybe a golf course. And once I get down in here, I'll show you why I feel that way. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. And after revisiting the other video that I made, I I decided to go ahead and start using wood stain on my pictures to indicate, or to bring, well, to further bring out the wood grain for one. But on this one in particular, there's water in this one, all up into here. Oh, didn't need to do that. Let's look for the. And I cannot find a Q-tip. Oh well. I'm gonna have to be really careful once I get over here, because as you see here, or maybe you can't, but there's a man standing here. You could see if I stand back, especially. That's why I kind of put the camera back a little bit today, because you could see it more clearly when you stand back. I could see the angle of his shoulder right here and his head. He's got a hat on, a shirt, and he's standing here in front of a retaining wall of some sort. And I hate that I got some of that paint on that, but hopefully I'll be able to take that out, because this is right in here. It's actually water. I didn't mean to do that. Problem with wood grain pareidolia is once you get closer to it, it kind of fades. You kind of have to stand back in order to get the finer details in it. I'm hoping, matter of fact, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you, just so that it makes sense to you exactly what I'm doing right now. Hopefully you can see it as clearly as I can. At least if I do my job right, you should be able to. But these are definitely trees back here in the background. I need to go ahead and put his hat in at least, or at least the edge of his. Well, here's a Q-tip right here. I don't think that this Q-tip is clean enough. Maybe if I put a little bit of white in it, I could try to erase that. I think I'm making it worse, buddy. Oh well. I need to do something about that. I think I'm going to do the water on a third video, because, like I say, I don't have a lot of time today. I've got to get to work. In fact, I'm going to put my phone over here so I can keep track of time. But let me go grab some olive green here, and we'll just keep right on going. Especially over in here. Had to take these things off. They were kind of in my way today. I'll put them back on before my landlord sees it. This one's broke. I need to change it anyway. I got another one I'm going to put on over there. I think I like olive green the best out of all of these colors. It's allowing more detail to come through, or at least more impressionism to come through. Anyway, I filmed another video yesterday, but I don't know what happened. Something happened to the audio, whereas it sounded like almost an electrical surge went through it. I think the batteries, I checked the batteries, and they look like super cheap factory batteries. They weren't. So I went ahead and I changed the batteries in it. Hopefully the sound on this works a lot better. Because I am not wanting, like, once you do a Pareidolia, that's it. I mean, you can never redo it. It can never be duplicated in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to have to stand back a little to make sure that I'm not getting any grass where it is. Let me see here. See what you guys can see. So far, I think I'm okay. I don't like these trees over here. I like the color of them. I don't think I'm going to use that bright of a green on them. Maybe this green right in here. That might be a little better. I hope I don't axe it too much. See how that looks. It's not bad. Okay, it's not like Rembrandt or anything, but I'm not really doing this to show how incredible of an artist I am. I just want to do it to put out, introduce this art form to the world, because I think it's completely different than anything I've ever seen. I know we got our trees done, which is a start, but I can't just stop there. I don't really like this color for grass, but I was attempting to show where the light is hitting the grass through the trees, and this brush ain't doing the trick. See how that does. Might go ahead and scrap that color altogether. Oh well, let's keep going. Let me get this guy in here. Actually, I think I'm going to put in some grass around him so you could see him a little bit better. But as I said, I don't like that particular color for grass at all. I think I'm going to cut in some olive green and try to put in, let's see here, where's the water start? This part right here is really dangerous for me because I can end up messing up his face. I think I'm going to put his face in right now. Now his face is very unclear in this, but I at least need to put in the shape of it just to prove that it's actually there. And it looks like I did get a little bit of his face with the grass that I was trying to put around it. gonna try to. I'm not really good at keeping faces after I try to paint them, and so I basically just need to go ahead and at least paint the guy's head and his neck, just so I remember. Only just so I can revisit it and make it better after I have to keep on reverting to the camera because the camera right now is so far away from, or well, it's just a lot closer. You can't see it close up. I'll just say it that much. I think that's pretty good. I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. The hat is making it tricky for me because it blends in so well with the surroundings. So I'm actually going to make the color of the hat blue, even if it's not. But I need to be able to ascertain exactly where the hat is. I could still keep some shadow in it. I decided to make this one like the man on the first one. I was sitting there watching the video, and even though I painted it, I couldn't even see where the heck the man was. And so I regret that I made the guy's shirt blend too much in with the actual wood grain itself. I was like, oh dang, I axed that one. It's only got like 14 views. I hate that I'm getting paint on my hands and then I turn around and then I get it on certain parts of the wall that I don't want it at. And I especially hate that I cannot paint to music, because I love to paint to music. I'm kind of axing his hat a little bit. I can go back and fix it later. The main thing that I need to do right now is simply put it in as a guide for myself, not to paint over it with like colors of the foliage around him. There's a lot of foliage in front of him. It's not around him, it's in front of him. He's just kind of sitting out there and enjoying the view. There's a lot of water in here, and I can see that I'm having a difficult time, especially up close, depicting where that water begins and ends, sort of. Actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this for grass. This part around his neck is particularly hard because I'm trying desperately hard to not cover up any of him. Because you have to be able to decide where his head, where his hair is, because I could even see the color of his hair in this particular video. I need you to be able to see the exact same thing I'm seeing. Which right now isn't much because, you know, because I'm so close to it. I'm gonna have to go back behind the camera and see what you're seeing right now. Okay, it's not too bad so far. Main thing I need to do is just make sure that I don't cover up any. Basically, that I'm trying to bring out his shape right now, just to protect him, his image right now. I hate that green. Note to self to never use it again. I thought that it would be good to highlight grass or where light is hitting grass, but I actually kind of hate it. There's nothing natural looking about it. And I need to get some darker green. For the darkest green in here, I'm using plant green. And then for the next level down, I'm using olive green. Jump back and see how it looks. Okay, not the best because, like I say, I'm very unhappy with the way that the grass is turning out. Actually, on regular paintings, I'm actually extremely good at grass. But for whatever reason, today I kind of suck. I think it's because of the color that I chose to use. It was an obvious mistake. That's better right there. I'm liking that already. Way better. For grass. Yeah, I like it. Okay, now that I've got that little bit of grass in, I'm going to get a little bit of grass right into here because there's some more right into it. Dang. What the heck was on me just now? Now, I do kind of have to keep on jumping back. Just so I can get a better vantage point on the guy. I wasn't going to do him yet, but I'm thinking that I'm going to have to, just to protect the image of him. And so, I think I'm going to go ahead and, in all technicality, I really don't want to use blue in any of the water, or even white for that matter. But I think I might have to for the simple reason. Well, I was really just wanting to use wood, like a high gloss stain for the water. So, but the painting's not going to look right without being able to tell that this is water right into here, because he's standing in front of water. But I do kind of like how this green that I didn't like actually kind of doesn't look bad for the water. Yes, it does. Great. Paper towels on him. I need to stay away from that water right now. That is terrible. Hope I didn't just mess the whole entire painting up too bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick to some of the foliage that's around it. Like this one in particular. That's a good color for that's bugging me out here. This one had a little bit more orange in it than that initially in my vision. Let's see if I can fix this without totally screwing it up. Great. It doesn't look anything like I had anticipated it to look. That sucks. That sucks really bad. I was really looking forward to doing this particular portion of it too. Man, that's terrible. With wood grain pareidolia, it's extremely easy to mess it up. Because as I was saying yesterday, you're not really painting it, you're just simply copying what's already there. What you perceive to already be there. You know? Actually, that's not a bad color right here. Oh my gosh. I think I just messed it up too bad where I can't fix it. Basically what that was supposed to be over there was a tree, but I completely messed it up. That is a major bummer. I don't think I can fix this now. I think it's completely ruined. It is. Damn it. Wow. I just completely ruined the main number one painting that I wanted to do this whole time. I might try to improvise a little, but I'm questionable on whether it can be fixed at all. I just completely screwed the whole thing up so badly. It's gonna look like a big green blob of bullshit right here. That totally sucks. I'm even messing up my pure colors. And initially one of the good things about this painting is that all the colors were pure, meaning I didn't have to mix any of them. And this is just terrible. This is really just terrible. Horrible. I'm gonna have to fix this part. I really didn't want this to happen at all. Oh my god. This is awful. Here I'm trying to introduce a new art form to the world and I'm screwing it up so bad. I think I'm just going to have to go ahead and I can't quit. I can't quit. I've got to fix this. I've got to find a way to fix this. Shit. So, I mean, okay, take it from me. You guys didn't see the video that I made yesterday. Let's just put it this way: it was more messed up than this, and it even is. That's what happens when you try to do something great and unique. I mean, I can't let myself. This is my dream, so I can't let myself give up on this just because I made a couple of mistakes. Mistakes is what you learn from, and by now I should be like Albert Einstein or something with all the mistakes that I've made. This totally blows. I was really looking forward to this one too. Shit. So one thing that kind of sucks is when you think you're doing fine and then you make one mistake, and then you get to the point to where you're like fighting to correct it, and then you lose sight of your painting it altogether because you're just trying to fix it. Uh, right now I'm using valuable time to where I could be like painting that man right there. Plus I gotta start getting ready for work here soon, but I have to do this even more than I have to work. Definitely stressing me out some. Crap. I guess it's not too bad. And I actually do like that color for the water too. It's more of a common color for water. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick it up and finish putting that water in. Just so that the golfer is more seen in the picture. But I definitely want you to know that I did screw up on this painting pretty bad, because in the foreground here there was supposed to be like a smaller, like a more of a dead tree. Well, at least one thing is this video should be shorter than the last one was. I probably should have like made that into 2 videos. Because like I say, only like 14 people have watched it so far. It's been on there for 2 days. I don't expect, well, at least I shouldn't expect to get, you know, superstar celebrities like kings and queens watching my video on the first day that it's out. I kind of made my expectations a little bit too high, I think, or at least my hopes. Yeah, I'm over here daydreaming about winning Oscars and stuff like that. That's just me, though. I talked to a guy at work. I asked him, I said, "Do you ever have dreams?" And the guy said to me, he said, "Oh, I gave up on those years ago." That's not going to be me. I can't give up on my dreams, ever. I've got to follow through with all of them. I just have to. There's a bush right here. I want that to come out some. Man, it sucks. Wow. I was expecting to make it look like a super painting. Something that you'd see in a museum or something. Like 300 years after I'm gone. That's what kind of aspirations I have. To some people, they may sound far-fetched. Anybody would even want that. But honestly, to God, that's what I want. Looks like I got quite a ways to go before I get to that point. But my main thing is that I wanted you to be able to see that this image was actually here. I didn't just paint it. Now I am going to put in his shirt. And as you can see there behind his right shoulder, halfway down his back, and at least you can see him better in this image than you can in that last one. Which I'm not too displeased anymore with the color of that water, because it stands out more. I was going to try to make it more realistic and put like a just a lacquer over it, like a, I don't know. Damn flies bothering me a lot. This just to show that he is standing behind some kind of, I don't know if it's a dock or a retaining wall, but it's definitely there. I can see it pretty well. So basically my job is just to make you see what I see. Just to prove that it's actually there and I'm not really just painting. I'm just simply painting what is already over there, what is already there. And I like that man stands out a lot better with these brighter colors. Excuse me, around him. I'm going to go ahead and put in his shirt now, just to prove that that's legitimately there. I was thinking I don't want to do a hot pink for him. I was going to do a pure color, since he is wearing a blue hat. Now, as you see here, these, to me, looks like St. Anne's Road, but I axed this side of it so badly that now I'm not even so confident that I could actually get that St. Anne's root in there. St. Anne's root is a very large plant that's pretty common here in western Ohio, and eastern Indiana, especially out in the country. Now, you see is this differential is here going across, to me indicates the difference between a darker place on his shirt and lighter places on his shirt. Just like a shadow of maybe like a tree that's nearby him or something like that. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try to avoid getting some of this blue or darker blue paint in these lighter lines, and then in the lighter lines maybe just add a little bit of titanium white to the blue so that it indicates to the viewer, which is you, that light is hitting, that something is casting a shadow on his shirt, basically. That will make him seem, I think, more three-dimensional. But the reason why I do consider this at least some form of pareidolia is I'm simply copying what I already perceived to be there, and that's what I wanted to prove with these two videos. I've actually got in mind to do a full-length documentary about alternative pareidolia, because I don't know, it's a little different than pareidolia, I think. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. I mean, if you even just say, yeah, it sucks, that's something. I'm just not sure if what I'm doing is considered pareidolia or not. A lot of people don't seem like they've heard of pareidolia. In fact, just the other day, my father-in-law was over here, and he asked me what pareidolia was. He had no idea what it is. And yes, I do think that I am going to take the St. Anne's root. I was going to put St. Anne's root in here, but I'm thinking that I'm just going to say screw it and go over it. Especially what happened after what happened over here. That really bummed me out a lot. You saw how badly I had to fight to correct that. And I still have the time right now. It's already noon. Now I can see his arm pretty clear right in through here. And so I'm going to try to emphasize that, but I need to depict. And like I was saying yesterday, the man in the first video that I did yesterday, it's actually pretty funny. He doesn't have any arms at all. Because I just simply can't do arms. Even if I see him in my pareidolia, I would obviously screw him up for some reason. I just can't do arms at all. This shirt's going to have a lot of different shades in it. And I kind of honestly lost sight of his arm a little bit already. Not sure. And think I'm going to go back up here and fix this little spot right here. So that is. Yeah, that's looking better. I probably better not do anything else with it at all, because I don't want to mix it up. So far this one looks kind of okay, but I am going to, however, go in and pick up a size 8. So far I've been using mostly smaller brushes for my Pareidolia, but this one I think I'm going to go ahead and do a larger one, use a larger one this time. Now as you see, I'm going directly over top of this, and it's not picking up any of my paint. And the reason to that is this, as I said in my video yesterday, is a 140-year-old barn, and the wood grain in it is not exactly perfect, and so it's kind of rough. But that actually might kind of work to my advantage anyway, because it kind of gives the illusion of shadow. This one so far is turning out a lot better than what I had initially thought, especially with this big foul up I had over here. But one thing I need to do is define where his arm is and where it's not. I know it ends somewhere right around in here, and I know the guy is wearing pants. I can kind of see him. I would assume that he's wearing pants anyway, but it has to end somewhere. That shirt, I mean, I know it's not like a nightgown that goes all the way down to his ankles or something. I kind of have to keep on coming back to check it out from a distance. Because I'm having a hard time up close seeing exactly where his arm is. Which, like I said before, I'm not good at arms at all. Like, at all. For some reason, it's like my weakness. I can kind of see it. But strangely enough, although I could see the retaining wall that he's standing in front of, let's see if you can, I'm standing behind the camera when I do this, but it's right there. Perhaps I should bring out the angle of this right here a little better. I don't necessarily care for that angle too much. Let's see if that's any better at all. Not much. Not much better. Let's see here. Kind of okay. It's kind of hard to do straight lines. I should have actually brought out a ruler for that. I usually use rollers in my regular paintings. And I am gonna see, I see his arm better. So I'm gonna use that darker shade right there for the darker part of his arm where it's not. And more of a pink for that, where the light's hitting it there. Having a difficult time keeping some of my lighter colors really sharp because of the, how kind of jagged the wood is in the barn. It's certainly making it more challenging. Not gonna lie about that. Now, one thing I want to impress upon you and my viewers is that if you are sitting down, like maybe on the toilet or something, or maybe standing up by your, working on your kitchen, maybe you got like a marble countertop that's got a lot of pareidolia in it, is that those images are really there. This is not your perception of them. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I'm just proving to you that this is not just a painting. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right here for today. I basically just wanted to impress upon you that images was right there. So I've got about 2 or 3 more videos coming up, and in particular I'm going to be doing an actual documentary next about Pareidolia, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be one of a kind, trust me. Have a good day.